The youth of our world has always been quick to seize upon the new developments in science and to attempt to parallel on its own the progress and development of these sciences. Foremost in their interest has been the field of aviation. From its inception, aerodynamics has stirred the imagination of the youth of all nations, and the making of scale flying models has enabled them to unfold many of the mysteries of flight. From these amateur attempts have come many ideas and designs which have found their place in modern aviation. Much of the equipment now in use all over the world can trace its birth to the scale model of some budding modeler. With the making of models came competition. It was natural that Bill felt his model could fly longer and better than any other in town. So why not take on all challengers on Saturday in the field outside of town, or in the schoolyard, or the nearby vacant lot? From these small weekend groups, we saw the beginning of the Academy of Model Aeronautics. These boys had something in common, something which required thought, study, and general discussion. But the final proof was only to be had by actually flying the models in competition. Through the organization of the Academy of Model Aeronautics, boys and girls received help in staging contests, but qualified instruction in many areas was at a premium. And while competition ran high between local modelers, the field was limited. Adequate places for meetings were also scarce. The weekend contest in the local vacant field grew, and soon there were intersectional and national contests each year, staged with the help of the Academy of Model Aeronautics. The Plymouth Motor Corporation and its dealers recognized the importance to the nation of this great hobby. Here was a youth activity which would develop character, scientific skill, sportsmanship, and most important of all, the spirit of good citizenship. Here were a group of young people who, with proper guidance and organization, could become an important national asset. In 1947, Plymouth Motor Corporation sponsored the first international model plane contest at Detroit. Plymouth possessed an ideal organization for the furtherance of this hobby, both national and international. It had its dealers throughout the world, men of character with faith in their community and country. These men could and were ready to encourage and help the young people in their community. They could help in the securing of facilities for meetings and flying areas and personnel to run them. Newspapers, radio, and television stations were ready and willing to get behind this youth activity because of its far-reaching effects for the good of the community. In the first year under Plymouth sponsorship, there were 58 organized local contests with 6,500 modelers participating. Roughly 600 Plymouth dealers sponsored contestants that first year to the internationals. At Detroit, 14,000 spectators saw the contest. From that beginning, the growth has been rapid as more and more Plymouth dealers became imbued with the idea behind this great youth activity. In 1948, almost 1 million people saw the local and state meets. And at the International in Detroit, 62,000 spectators watched the 518 local and state winners compete in the finals. The growth of this great hobby has continued each year. And the International has truly lived up to its name, with contestants from as far away as Europe, Alaska, Hawaii, Mexico, and Canada. Now, over 3,500 Plymouth dealers sponsor contestants in local and state meets. These men, with faith in their community and with knowledge of happenings in the world today, are pinning their hopes for a better tomorrow on these youngsters, many of whom are members of their Plymouth Aero League clubs. Almost 1.5 million people now attend the local and state qualifying meets each year, which decide who is to be among the 500 contestants selected to compete in the International in Detroit, where as high as 187,000 spectators turn out to witness the finals in the Motor City. Truly, this thrilling hobby has become a spectator sport of the first magnitude. The contestants work hard in their efforts to win the coveted trophies, which will make him or her tops in the class they have selected to compete in. There are trophies for first, second, and third places in each class, and with each trophy goes a savings bond. $100 for first, $50 for second, and $25 for third place. Contestants can be 5 or 20. If they have the skill and know-how, they can win. While most local and state contests allow those over 21 years to compete, the International limits the maximum age to 20. However, many older modelers still come to Detroit and keep their hands in by acting as mechanics for the youngsters. The International at Detroit is one of the most colorful and awe-inspiring events of the year. Famed Selfridge Air Force Base each year plays host to the model flyers. Here, surrounded by the grandeur of the United States Air Force, the boys and girls work like beavers to ready their entries and launch them for their bid for the magic of the winner's circle. Here we see some of the gas-powered free flight events. The patient work and care of months rides the air currents with these tiny aircraft. The jet models are always of great interest and call for much careful preparation. What did we say about age making no difference? This veteran mechanic is an old hand at launching jet jobs. The rubber-powered models are among the most quiet and graceful of the events, a thing of beauty to watch in flight. At Belle Isle Park Athletic Field, where most of the control line events are held, the buzz of activity is terrific. There are planes flying on all 9 circles, and the hopes and dreams of the contestants ride with their planes as they become airborne. These are part of the speed events. 125 miles per hour is small-time stuff here. The stunt planes are put through their paces like a group of ballerinas. There's no trick in the book that is not part of this great show. And here are the scale model planes in action. Each tiny plane, in many instances, represents several hundred hours of painstaking craftsmanship. Aside from maintaining fidelity to detail, they must fly a prescribed flight pattern. One of the newest developments in model aviation is the Navy carrier deck landings. The plane must come in and land with the aid of a deck arrestor, just like its larger counterpart does in actual service. It's tricky flying and calls for real skill and split-second action by the contestants. Here's real excitement, the combat events. The idea is to shear off the opponent's streamer tail. The one cut off closest to the plane is the loser of the dogfight. Anything can happen, and many times it does. It's not unusual to see the entire plane taken out of action by way of the crash route. Each contestant has his hands full readying during the hours of competition. But as the old saying goes, all work and no play will make Jack a dull boy. Contestants find plenty of time for fun and recreation after the pressure is off. Some will go for a quiet canoe ride after the noise and excitement of the day's events. Others like the rushing wind in a speedboat on the Detroit River. Of course, there is plenty of cycling at home, but this tandem idea is something different to some of the fairer contestants. Other young contestants take the opportunity to look over the cruisers at the Detroit Yacht Club. And a trip through the Plymouth plant unfolds many of the wonders of precision automotive manufacture and why Plymouth builds great cars. When all of the results are tallied and the magic circle of winners has been determined, the big day of the International arrives. We go by boat down the Detroit River to the Bob Lowe Island Pavilion. A boat ride never ceases to be a thrill, and the weather was perfect for this trip. Bob Lowe is in Canadian waters, and the sight of the Canadian flag flying gives the thrill of a visit to a foreign shore. But there was nothing foreign about the fun to be had in the amusement part of the island. It was a regular Coney Island put on just for the contestants. Banquet Pavilion, among the glitter of the trophies and lights, contestants and their sponsoring dealers join with officials of the Plymouth Motor Corporation and their 1,200 guests at the Victory Banquet. Many of those present are parents of contestants, proud of their youngsters, win or lose. And well they can be, for they have been competing with the world's best. And here come the winners, 107 strong, acclaimed and applauded by everyone assembled as they take their seats in the victor's circle. These are the champions, not only the best of 497 contestants from the 45 states, the District of Columbia and Canada, who flew in the International, but of the 21,500 model plane flyers who flew in the 209 local Plymouth dealer contests across the nation and Canada. If it was a great day for the winners, it was doubly so for the 3,500 Plymouth dealers who made it possible for these boys and girls to participate at Detroit in the Olympic Games of Model Aviation. What stories these boys and girls will have to tell of the things they saw and did, of new friendships made, with lasting gratitude for the men who made it all possible. After the young appetites are satisfied, we get to the big event of the evening, awarding of the trophies. As Mr. R.C. Somerville, Plymouth's General Sales Manager, calls each winner's name, the award is made by a corporation official or other distinguished guest. Here is Mr. L.L. Colbert, President of Chrysler Corporation, presenting the Freshman High Point Trophy. This is Mr. D.S. Edens, President of Plymouth, making a presentation. Mr. J.B. Wagstaff, Vice President of DeSoto, makes the next award to the girls' winner. And Mr. W.C. Newberg, President of Dodge, presents a trophy to two thrilled youngsters. Followed by Mr. Eddie Myers, a Chicago Plymouth dealer who was chosen to represent all Plymouth dealers, presenting the most coveted of all trophies, that for sportsmanship. Mr. R.H. Appleman, Assistant General Sales Manager, Chrysler Sales Division, who presents the next trophy to a dual winner. And so it went until all the trophies were presented. Truly a real parade of champions. It is with a deep feeling of pride of accomplishment that Plymouth Motor Corporation and its dealers view this great youth activity. They sincerely believe that in boys and girls like these rests our hope of future leadership. The qualities of leadership are many: character, imagination, knowledge, skill, good citizenship, and good sportsmanship. No other sport offers a better opportunity to put these qualities of leadership to the test. The boys and girls give all they've got to beat the other fellow, yet they do it in a fair and friendly fashion. In victory, they realize the rewards of hard work. In defeat, they learn how to take it on the chin and come up smiling. And from their association with fellow competitors, they learn to understand some of the problems of others. And so as we look forward to future international contests, together with Plymouth dealers' sponsorship of local and state contests, their pal clubs with a continuing year-round activity, here indeed is a youth activity that offers unlimited opportunities for the building of character. Truly a proving ground for the leaders of tomorrow. A program that Plymouth is proud to be so closely associated with. Grateful acknowledgement is made to all those who are so helpful in making it possible for Plymouth Motor Corporation and Plymouth dealers to hold these fine contests. Among them are Academy of Model Aeronautics, United States Air Forces, United States Navy, Detroit Department of Parks and Recreation.